So Finger Brewing Company is a small homebrew supply store. That's our main focus right now. So if you're a homebrewer in the area, you can buy equipment, raw ingredients to then make beer in your backyard or your kitchen, wherever you're going to do it, and have your own homebrew. We also do a bit of education. We've done classes around the area. We're a little preoccupied to do the classes right now with all the building and setting up the shop here. And then down the road, we're going to have a small brewery that hopefully, in maybe a year or so, we'll be able to do a tasting bar here and a small growler fill station. And it'll all be experimental, kind of linked in with the educational side of Finger. Because I was doing a lot of pilot stuff back at the old job that I had where with Great Lakes, so small batch stuff, and on the experimental side I really got into homebrew while I was doing that, and from there I always wanted to start a brewery and kind of do my own thing, and didn't really want to do a full-scale brewery, and I just loved homebrew and wanted to get more involved in that, so here we are with a homebrew supply store and hopefully a brewery down the road.
The best thing about the education portion is that it feeds the community. I mean, we moved here from Toronto to start the business, and it was awesome to see how many homebrewers were already here. There was a really active homebrewing club, the Kitchener-Waterloo Craft Beer Club, but there was also a lot of people that were just looking at getting started and didn't really know how to go about it, or had misconceptions about what was required to start homebrewing, because it really can be as big or as small a project as you want. So the education side, when we run the homebrew classes, is a really nice way for people to get an introduction to all grain brewing and see how accessible it can be.
The community is really active.
Awesome.
And extremely supportive from the beginning. We've been open just over a year now, pretty much all online, and we just kind of started doing these homebrew hangouts once a month at the end of the month there, and it'd be Finger sort of paired up with a local brewery doing collab beer and doing a talk on homebrew. We had no idea who was going to come out and if people would come out. We just decided to do it, and the first one was really small, and now at the last one we had almost 100 people. So the community itself is really active and, like I said, friendly, supportive, and I feel like they've been starved for a shop in the area and just someone to sort of help coordinate and make events available.
I would add to that, though, that it's still very male heavy.
Yeah.
And they are the most supportive, wonderful, welcoming group of men that you could imagine. It's not that it's male heavy because there's sexism in homebrewing here. I actually don't think there really is in this community, which I've seen in other areas, so awesome. But definitely, every homebrew hangout at the end of it, I'm standing up saying, for the love of God, bring your wives, please.
It depends how deep you want to jump in. I usually try and get people to start with kind of an extract kit just to see if they really enjoy it, because you can really jump in and end up with a lot of equipment with mash tuns, kettles, hot liquor tanks, pumps, heat exchangers.
It can get very expensive
and
very fast.
It can go, yeah.
If you let it.
Like any hobby, depending where you want to go with it, it can be pretty expensive. But to really start out, extract kit, a large pot that can boil about 5 gallons, even a little less. You can put water into it after the fact. And then we have some just starter equipment kits that have fermenters, hydrometers, test jars, all the basic things you would need to start out. And then you can get into it without having to spend too much money. And those are really popular, especially the equipment kits, because you don't have to, did I get this? Did I get this? It's all right there. There you go. And then the same thing with the recipe kits. Very clear instructions. So for first-time brewers, I always tell them, go home, try this, and once you've done it, then you're going to have questions. Because right now you don't know what to ask, and I'm not going to walk through everything you need to know. That's a lot. So this way, start it out, and this is a good stepping stone, and then we can build from there on whatever questions you have.
Yeah.
Cleanliness. Yeah, it's
Number one.
sanitation, cleanliness. If you're going to make good beer, you need to be clean, and we have cleaners and sanitizers that you can use, and it's just a matter of maintaining your equipment properly and cleaning everything, getting all organic material out in between brews. And I've never been the like cleaning type of person,
Except with brewing.
And so I figure all my cleaning goes into brewing, and so
Yeah, it's great.
the house, it's not so much. Yeah.
Brew with friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, the best part about home brewing, is the beer, I guess, but the best part about the process of home brewing is that it is a really, really collaborative undertaking. It can be fun to brew alone, and there are days when Rob just wants to go out into the backyard and
It's
brew by
way
himself
faster
for 4 hours.
when you brew by yourself.
Yeah, because it speeds up the process, and it can be really relaxing. But one of the things that's so much fun about home brewing is the collaborative nature of it, and the talking through recipes with friends, sharing the finished product with them, talking about where you want to go next. Sometimes we'll have friends over who bring their brew systems, and we'll brew separately but together in the backyard, and that can be really rewarding too, just to get those different perspectives on how to do things.
Mm-hmm.